Welcome to Change Starts Here, a Franklin Covey education podcast for K-12 leaders driving meaningful change through bold thinking, real stories, and proven strategies for lasting impact. Now here's your host, Dustin Odham.
Have you ever noticed that some people come back from summer break rested and others come back renewed? Both took time off, both got away from work, both had opportunities to recharge, but one returns with more energy, the other returns with more clarity. And in leadership, clarity changes everything. Welcome back to the Change Starts Here podcast. I'm your host, Dustin Odham. As we close another school year, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending part of your journey with us this season. Whether you're listening on your morning walk, driving between meetings, sitting in your office, or finally enjoying some well-earned summer downtime, I am so grateful that you're here with us. If you find value in these conversations, I'd really be honored if you follow or subscribe to this podcast. Help us reach more educators and leaders who are, like you, committed to creating meaningful change in their schools, districts, and communities. And before we begin, I just want to name that we've created a free reflection and mission statement guide that accompanies today's episode, and you can find that in the show notes. My hope is that you'll set some intentional time aside this summer to reflect on your year, reconnect with your purpose, and prepare for the legacy you want to leave in the year ahead. Now, as the school year comes to a close, I want to challenge you to do something that honestly might feel uncomfortable at first. I know it is for me and my wife. I want to challenge you to slow down, not for an afternoon, not just for vacation pictures, not while answering emails from a pool chair pretending you're resting. I mean, truly slow down. Because if you're like most educators and leaders I know, you spent the last 9 or 10 months carrying a tremendous amount of weight. You've carried pressure, expectations, deadlines, testing windows, staffing issues, student needs, parent concerns, difficult conversations. And for many of you, you've carried all of that while you're trying to take care of your own family and your own health at the same time. And somewhere along the way, many leaders, including me at the time, begin to start living with one constant thought: I just need to make it to summer. But what if summer is more than just recovery? What if it's renewal? Dr. Covey's 7th habit is Sharpen the Saw, and I think sometimes we misunderstand that habit. We reduce it to self-care or naps or vacations and getting caught up on sleep. And listen, I fully support naps. I love naps. In fact, some of you right now need to probably turn this off and go to sleep for about 3 days. But habit 7 is bigger than rest. It's stewardship. It's intentionality. It's intentionally renewing yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally, so you can continue to become the person you were created to be. Because the truth is, leaders who leave the greatest legacy rarely are leaders who simply work the hardest. They're the leaders who reflected deeply enough to live intentionally. So here's my challenge to you this summer. At some point over the next couple of months, take one day for yourself. One intentional day, not with coworkers, not with family, not multitasking while checking notifications, every 3 minutes, alone. And before some of you panic, yes, your school will survive without you for a day. The group text, which is really hard for me, can wait. The inbox will still be there, and contrary to popular belief, the district will not collapse because you disappeared into reflection for 6 hours. Find a place where you can think. Maybe for you, that's a lake or a beach, a hiking trail, a coffee shop early in the morning, a park bench, a golf course, walking alone 9 holes, a retreat center, a hotel lobby, a back porch before everyone wakes up. You don't need luxury, you need margin. You need space long enough for your soul to catch up with your body. And when you get there, I want to challenge you to not immediately start thinking about the problems. Don't begin with what's broken. Start with gratitude. Because we live in a culture that trains leaders to constantly fix things, improve things, optimize things, evaluate things. But grateful leaders see clearly. So sit quietly and reflect. What moments brought you joy this year? Who impacted you deeply? What victories did you move past too quickly? Where did you grow? Who helped carry you through your most difficult moments? And where did you see evidence that your work mattered? Because I think many educators underestimate the impact they're having. You may never fully know the difference you made in a student's life this year. You may never hear that story about the staff member who stayed because you encouraged them. You may never know how your consistency, kindness, belief, or leadership changed someone's trajectory. But that doesn't mean it didn't matter. So after you spend some time reflecting on gratitude, I want to challenge you to go even deeper. Reflect on your genius. And when I say genius, I don't mean perfection. I mean the unique gifts, passions, energy, strengths that make you come alive. Ask yourself, when did you feel most alive this year? What gives me life instead of draining me? What problems do I naturally love solving? What moments reminded me of why I became an educator or leader in the first place? What do people consistently come to me for? And where do I feel closest to my purpose? Because too many leaders spend years becoming successful at things that slowly disconnect them from who they actually are. And eventually, if we're not careful, we wake up productive, but empty, busy, but disconnected, accomplished, but exhausted. So this summer, reconnect with the part of you that comes alive. Then reflect on your legacy. And this is the part that matters, because leadership is about shaping something, whether we realize it or not. Your present shapes culture, your attitude shapes culture, your consistency shapes culture, your reactions shape culture. So ask yourself some honest questions. If people described my leadership this year, what would they say? Did people feel calmer or more anxious around me? Did my family get the best version of me or the leftovers? What kind of environment am I creating for students, staff, and the people I love most? In years from now, what do I actually want people to remember about my life? Not just what I've achieved, but who I became. And that reflection leads to something incredibly important: your personal mission statement. If you already have one, that's awesome. Revisit it, refine it, challenge it, make sure it still reflects who you want to become. But if you've never written one before, maybe this is the summer to finally do that. Because a mission statement isn't just some corporate jargon. It's a compass. It reminds you of who you are when life gets loud again in October. It gives clarity when pressure rises. It keeps you from drifting. And your mission statement doesn't need to be impressive or sound impressive. Honestly, the simpler and more authentic it is, the better. A great mission statement usually answers 3 questions. Who do I want to be? Who am I here to impact? And what legacy do I want to leave? Maybe your mission statement sounds something like, to lead with courage, joy, and authenticity while helping students and my family believe in the potential and become the best version of themselves. That's a lot of words. Or maybe it's to create environments where people feel seen, valued, challenged, and inspired to grow. Or it could just be simply to unleash human potential. My personal one is to make a positive and lasting impact on the life of every person I meet every single day. There's no perfect formula. The point is, because the best leaders are not accidental, the best leaders are reflective. So this summer, rest deeply, laugh hard, take the trip, eat the ice cream, go on the walk, play terrible golf with your friends, and convince yourself you're one swing away. Sit on the back porch longer than you should. Be fully present with your family. Sleep in occasionally. But also create space to sharpen the saw. Create space to reflect. Create space to rediscover gratitude, to reconnect with your purpose, and create space to intentionally decide the legacy you want to leave next year. Because your students don't need a perfect leader. Your staff doesn't need a superhuman leader. Your family doesn't need a constantly exhausted leader. They need a leader who knows who they are and shows up every day. Thank you so much for spending this season with us at Change Starts Here. I am deeply grateful for the community of educators and leaders who continue showing up every single day to make a difference in the lives of others. The work you do matters more than you know. So as you head into the summer, take time to breathe, take time to reflect, take time to remember your mission. And when next school year begins, don't just return rested, return intentional and return with clarity. Before you go, don't forget to download the free reflection and mission statement guide we've included in the show notes. It's designed to help you put today's challenge into action. So if I was going way too fast, use that. Just make sure you create meaningful space for reflection this summer. And if you've enjoyed this season of Change Starts Here, please follow or subscribe to the podcast. That way you'll know when season 7 launches. We have some exciting conversations ahead, and I would love for you to be here with us. Thanks again for listening. Have a wonderful summer. Keep leading, keep growing, keep making a difference. And remember, change starts here. We'll see you next season.
Franklin Covey Education is a trusted partner in developing leaders from the classroom to the boardroom in over 8,000 schools in over 70 countries.